You've probably never imagined a coastline quite like this. The air is warm and heavy with salt, the horizon painted in copper and blue. This is Angola, a land where red earth meets the endless Atlantic, where rhythm and sunlight flow through everything. More than 35 million people call this country home, each part of a story written in ocean wind, sand, and sound. You're listening to Sleep Around the World, where every night we travel somewhere new, exploring every country on Earth, one dream at a time. But this isn't just a journey for sleep. Each episode is also a manifestation experience, designed to help you visualize your future travels and align your energy with the life of freedom, adventure, and abundance you desire. As you listen, imagine yourself here, breathing new air, walking new paths, and feeling every destination draw closer into reality. Before we begin, take a slow breath. If you enjoy these journeys, please like this video and subscribe so you won't miss the next country on our world voyage. And tell us where you're listening from and what time it is right now. It's always fascinating to see dreamers from around the world manifesting together beneath one sky. Now close your eyes. The plane descends through golden light. The ocean opens beneath us, vast and alive. Welcome to Angola, the heartbeat of Africa's western coast, and the next chapter in your travel dreams made real. The plane glides through a haze of late-day sun. Below, the Atlantic stretches forever, waves flashing gold where the light breaks through clouds. The coast of Angola unfurls in ribbons of red and bronze, cliffs tumbling into water so blue it looks painted. You can feel the warmth even before the wheels touch down. A soft jolt, the sound of air brakes, and then stillness. Arrival. Outside the window, palm trees lean toward the runway, greeting the wind like old friends. The door opens, and the first breath of air wraps around you, dense, sweet, and full of salt. Somewhere nearby, someone is laughing. Music spills faintly from a radio, its rhythm slow and easy. The sky glows the color of copper. You step down onto the tarmac, shoes meeting earth that feels alive beneath the heat. The scent of sea spray mixes with roasted corn and diesel. You smile without meaning to. Every sense agrees. You're not just visiting. You've arrived in another version of yourself. The road from the airport winds toward Luanda, the capital, where ocean and city breathe as one. Out the window, murals burst with color. Faces, suns, fish, and patterns that seem to pulse with sound. Vendors line the roadside, selling mangoes piled high and coconuts split open on ice. A boy waves as we pass, his grin wide as the sea. The rhythm of tires on asphalt keeps time with a distant drum beat drifting through the humid air. The whole world seems to sway to it. We stop near the bay. Boats rest at anchor, their hulls rocking gently in the tide. Behind them, Luanda rises in layers, modern glass towers beside old colonial arches. You can smell salt on the breeze, and faint perfume from flowering trees that cling to the cliffs. The light here feels thicker, almost tangible, pouring across everything in honeyed gold. You take off your shoes and walk the edge of the sand. The grains are warm, soft as flour beneath your feet. Along the Marginal de Luanda, life hums like a quiet celebration. People stroll slowly. Children chase each other along the promenade, and waves whisper their endless conversation against the wall. A fisherman untangles his net while humming a tune older than the city itself. The melody drifts on the breeze, blending with the hush of water. You breathe in rhythm. Inhale with the tide. Exhale with the retreat. Every sound feels deliberate. Every motion kind. We stop at a cafe shaded by palm leaves. The cook flips fish over glowing coals. The skin crackles, releasing a scent of lime and smoke. He sprinkles salt with a flourish and slides a plate toward us. The taste is pure coastline. Bright, rich, simple. The sea itself seems folded into each bite. Behind us, laughter rises and fades. Someone begins to play guitar, fingers moving like water over strings. You close your eyes. The world has slowed to its perfect tempo. Evening gathers gently. The horizon turns orange, then crimson, then deep indigo. Streetlights blink on along the waterfront, their reflections stretching across the bay like molten glass. The temperature drops just enough for comfort. The guitarist's melody softens to a hum. Couples sit shoulder to shoulder, watching the last light fade. You feel the ocean's breath on your skin, warm and constant, carrying stories from continents away. In this moment, everything is motionless yet alive. Stars appear, first a few, then hundreds. Boats drift farther out, their lanterns flickering like constellations on the water. The surf rolls in steady waves, counting the seconds for you. You breathe with it, letting the rhythm wash away the edges of thought. The air tastes of salt and possibility. Somewhere behind you, a voice calls goodnight in Portuguese. The sound dissolves into the dark. The sea answers with a whisper. You feel yourself drifting, already half a world into dream. Dawn slips across the bay in slow gold. The sky softens from indigo to coral, and the city exhales awake. Waves brush the shoreline with lazy precision, tapping against stone and sand like fingers keeping time. You can smell the tide turning, a cool hint of salt threaded with smoke from breakfast fires. The world feels new again, rinsed clean by light. Far off, a rooster calls, answered by laughter from somewhere unseen. Luanda is stretching, alive and unhurried. We walk toward the heart of the city. The streets are already humming, not loud but full. Vendors roll carts over cobblestones, wheels clattering like percussion. The air is thick with scent. Ripe mango, frying dough, fresh-cut papaya. A woman balances a basket on her head, moving with impossible grace. Children run past, carrying bread still warm from the oven. Every corner bursts with color. Red earth, blue cloth, green limes stacked like jewels. You can feel the day gathering energy, sunlight beating gently on your shoulders. At the Roque Santero market, the rhythm deepens. It isn't chaotic, it's musical. Voices rise and fall like verses in a song. Someone shakes a maraca, testing its sound. Drums echo faintly from a nearby stall. A man slices fruit with the precision of ritual, the blade shining silver each time it turns. You pass tables of handmade jewelry, carved wood masks, and baskets woven so tightly they look sculpted. The air hums with life. You inhale and think, this is what abundance sounds like. A woman waves us over to her stand. She smiles, eyes bright, and offers a drink made from hibiscus and ginger. The color glows deep crimson in the sun. You sip, sweet at first, then sharp, waking every sense at once. She laughs at your surprise. That's life, she says in Portuguese. Sweet and strong. Her laughter ripples out and blends with the crowd, disappearing into the rhythm of the street. You realize this city doesn't just move to music. It is music. As the morning grows, the sound of drums becomes clearer. We follow it toward the waterfront. A group of young men play beneath a line of palm trees, each rhythm answering the other like waves colliding. Their hands move fast, confident, precise. Children dance barefoot in the sand, their movements echoing the beat. The drums pulse through your chest, steady but gentle, pulling you into a trance of motion and sound. You close your eyes. Even standing still, you can feel yourself dancing. We walk along the Ilha do Cabo, a narrow strip of land curving into the sea. The air is soft, full of salt and laughter. Fishermen pull nets ashore, silver fish flashing in the sun. Beach cafes open their shutters, the smell of grilled shrimp mixing with coconut oil. Music drifts from radios, slow kizomba, smooth as tidewater. Couples sway together, feet barely moving, as if they're floating on the rhythm itself. You watch and think, here, life doesn't hurry. It flows. By midday, the light becomes liquid. The ocean glows white-blue, and the sand burns underfoot. We rest under a palm that creaks softly in the breeze. A vendor approaches with a tray of roasted peanuts wrapped in paper. The shells crack between your fingers, releasing a faint, nutty perfume. He nods politely and moves on, whistling a tune that drifts long after he's gone. You lean back, eyes half closed. Every sound, the gulls, the waves, the faint drums, melts into one endless chord of calm. The heat deepens, but it doesn't press. It soothes. Even the air seems to shimmer with rhythm. Boats drift lazily near the horizon. Their sails catch the light like folded wings. The drums fade into distance, replaced by the hush of tide against sand. You breathe in warmth, salt, and sweetness, and feel time itself begin to slow. Angola is not rushing anywhere. Neither are you. You let the sound of the sea carry you back towards stillness. The body softens. The mind opens. Morning becomes dream. The road leaving Luanda hums beneath the tires. The city fades behind us, swallowed by light and distance. The air grows drier, the sea's breath slowly replaced by the scent of dust and wild grass. To the east, the sky seems larger, more open, a vast canvas of pale blue stretching beyond sight. The land unfolds mile by mile, copper-colored soil, acacia trees standing alone like sentinels. Each bend in the road feels like turning a page in a story written by sunlight. We pass through small towns where houses are built from red clay and corrugated tin. Children wave from doorways, their laughter carried by the wind. Smoke curls from cooking fires, thin and steady. Somewhere a radio plays a faint melody, its sound dissolving into the hum of cicadas. The rhythm of travel becomes hypnotic. Engine, wind, heartbeat, breath. You lean your head against the window, watching the horizon ripple with heat. The landscape begins to feel infinite, the kind of space that teaches you how to breathe again. The road dips suddenly, revealing a river glinting through the trees. We stop beside it. The air cools instantly, damp and fragrant. The Kwanza River moves like silk, wide and slow, its surface reflecting the sun in liquid gold. Fishermen wade knee-deep, their nets casting arcs of silver light. Birds skim across the surface, herons, egrets, wings catching the reflection of the sky. You step closer and feel the ground soften underfoot. The scent of water after miles of dust feels like mercy. We follow a footpath along the riverbank. The sound of rushing water replaces the drone of the highway. Trees lean over the current, their roots gripping the bank like hands. A group of children splash in the shallows, their laughter echoing between ripples. You crouch and dip your fingers into the river. It's cool, clean, alive. For a moment you feel it pulling gently, as if inviting you to let go of everything you carried here. Every worry, every noise, every thought. Just drift. As the afternoon deepens, the landscape widens into open plains. Grass shimmers in waves, bending beneath the wind. The horizon burns orange, the soil beneath us glowing red as embers. Herds of cattle graze lazily, bells chiming as they move. A herder waves, his silhouette framed by the sun. You wave back. The sky seems endless here. A dome of light that belongs equally to earth and heaven. It feels like standing inside a dream too vast to finish. We stop at a roadside stall shaded by palm fronds. A woman sells roasted cassava and sweet bananas wrapped in leaves. She smiles, her face lined with sun and kindness. You take a piece. It's warm, smoky, slightly sweet. Food that tastes like home, even if you've never been here before. She tells us, the land feeds those who listen. Her words linger long after we've left, repeating in your mind like a soft prayer against the rhythm of the tires. The sun begins its slow descent. Shadows stretch long across the fields. The air smells of rain, though no clouds yet appear. The wind rises, not sharp, just curious, touching your hair and whispering through the tall grass. Insects sing, their chorus building as the light fades. A sense of calm spreads through everything. as if even the world itself is preparing to rest. You lean back in your seat, eyes half closed, and let the road hum lull you into thoughtless peace. Dusk arrives like a sigh. The horizon deepens to gold, then crimson, then violet. The headlights carve a soft path through twilight. Villages pass in brief bursts of firelight. Families gathered outside, voices low, the glow of stoves flickering like stars on the ground. The road narrows, the air cools. Somewhere far behind, the ocean still breathes, but up here, it's the wind that keeps time. You close your eyes. The tires hum, steady as a heartbeat. The night begins its song. The morning light finds us far from the coast now, where the horizon ripples with red soil and tall grass. The world feels slower here, older somehow. Villages appear like quiet thoughts, clusters of round clay homes, their thatched roofs shining faintly in the sun. Smoke rises from small fires. Goats wander lazily between shadows. A child waves as we pass, then runs off laughing into a field of maize. The air hums softly, filled with the sound of wind brushing against dry leaves. We stop at a small village where the earth glows copper underfoot. The elders sit in a circle beneath a great baobab tree, their faces lined like riverbeds, carved by time and sunlight. One beckons us closer. "You've come to listen," he says. His voice is calm, deep as the earth itself. He tells stories, not for entertainment, but for remembering, the kind passed from tongue to tongue, older than books. His words move slowly, like rivers finding their way to sea. You listen, and the world narrows to sound. He speaks of the Mwila and the Himba, of the women who braid their hair with red clay and butterfat, symbols of lineage and grace. He speaks of the Ovimbundu farmers, who bless each harvest with songs that rise like prayers. Each word paints a picture of balance, the people, the land, the sky, and the unseen spirits in between. The rhythm of his voice feels like the heartbeat of the soil beneath your feet. When he pauses, even the wind seems to hold its breath. Nearby, a group of women grind grain with long wooden pestles. The steady thump becomes music, joined by humming so soft it might be mistaken for wind. The melody carries across the fields, low, circular, endless. Children join in, clapping gently, laughing when their rhythm slips. You realize this is what harmony looks like. Motion and stillness intertwined. No beginning, no end. The scent of roasted maize drifts through the air, earthy and sweet. It smells like patience. We're invited to share a meal beneath the baobab. The bowl passed to you is simple: stewed beans, cassava, and greens flavored with smoke and thyme. You eat slowly. The flavor fills your chest rather than your tongue. The elder smiles and says, "Now the land knows you." His eyes gleam like the surface of a river. Around us, conversation hums in low tones, soft and even. The rhythm of speech is as calming as a heartbeat. You find yourself breathing in time with it. When the sun begins to tilt westward, drums appear. They are carved from hollow trunks, their skins stretched tight and painted with red ochre. The first beat lands softly, like a pulse returning to life. Then another joins, and another, until the air trembles with warmth. People begin to move, slow steps, shoulders rolling, hands swaying like grass in the wind. You don't know the steps, but the rhythm welcomes you anyway. The music finds your breath, your heartbeat, your center. It feels less like dancing and more like remembering. As the tempo slows, the sun dips lower, staining the land with gold. Dust glows in the light, swirling around bare feet. Laughter rises, soft and bright. The drums fall silent, one by one, until only the faint sound of crickets remains. The elder nods toward the horizon. "The earth is resting," he says. You follow his gaze, toward hills painted with the last red light of the day, toward fields that breathe in rhythm with the wind. The moment feels sacred, suspended between time and stillness. We thank them and begin walking back toward the road. The path glows faintly in twilight. Behind us, the village fades into dusk, smoke curling upward like threads of memory. Somewhere in the distance, a single drum continues, steady and slow, fading but never gone. Its sound blends with the beat of your heart, until you can't tell which is which. You smile. In Angola, rhythm isn't played, it's lived. And even silence carries the echo of a drum. The road winds west again. The scent of salt drifts back into the air long before the water appears. Palms line the highway, their leaves whispering as the car passes. The horizon glows orange and soft, a promise of the sea waiting ahead. The sun lowers slowly, turning the red soil to molten gold. Birds glide in wide, lazy circles overhead. The closer we get to the coast, the louder the silence becomes. A hush carried by distance and tide. We reach the cliffs just as the first wave of cool wind arrives. The ocean spreads below, vast and endless, breathing light. You step out, and the sound envelops you. Waves breaking, air rushing, a deep, slow rhythm, older than language. The beach curves far into the distance, glowing bronze beneath the last of the sun. A group of children play near the water's edge, chasing foam that runs toward them like laughter. Farther down, fishermen pull their nets ashore, their silhouettes dark against the fire-colored sky. We find a place to sit among the rocks. The warmth of the day lingers in the stone, radiating gently through your hands. The sea smells clean, wild, infinite. The sun touches the horizon and holds there, reluctant to let go. The sky becomes a painting. Bands of crimson, violet, and molten gold melting together. You can hear voices in the distance, soft and content, blending into the rhythm of the surf. Everything moves slower here. The world exhales and waits. A woman walks along the shoreline carrying a lantern. Her voice rises in song, low, steady, full of warmth. Others join, harmonizing softly, a sound like waves folded into melody. The words are old, maybe older than memory, sung in a language you don't need to understand. It feels like gratitude given shape. The music drifts across the beach, lifting the air itself. You close your eyes. The rhythm settles into your chest, syncing with your breathing. For a moment, everything inside you is calm water. Someone nearby lights a small fire. Flames catch slowly, then dance brighter, painting the sand in gold. Around it, a circle of people gather. Neighbors, travelers, fishermen, strangers. Bowls of food are passed around. Cassava, grilled fish, fruit. The scent mixes with smoke and salt, wrapping the night in warmth. You take a piece of mango. It tastes like sunlight, stored for this exact moment. The sea hisses softly. The wind hums low, and the fire snaps in quiet applause. The singing returns, softer now. A drum joins, a single heartbeat against the hiss of the waves. The voices rise and fall, carried by wind and memory. Each note feels like a wish whispered into the ocean. You imagine the tide carrying those wishes far beyond sight, scattering them like seeds across the world. In your chest, something loosens. Hope, gratitude, the gentle certainty that dreams, once released, always find their way back. The moon climbs above the water, bright and patient. Its reflection shivers across the waves, silver paths leading everywhere at once. People begin to drift home, their laughter fading into the dark. The fire dies down, its embers glowing like tiny stars scattered in the sand. You stay a little longer, watching the tide erase footprints, smooth the world clean. The night smells of salt and smoke and rest. Angola hums quietly, the land and sea breathing together in perfect rhythm. You lie back on the sand. The sound of the ocean fills your ears, steady and endless. Each wave is a breath. Each breath a wave. The air is warm. The stars above shimmer in slow motion. Somewhere in the distance, a final drumbeat echoes, then fades. The wind brushes over your skin, light as thought. The tide reaches just far enough to kiss your fingertips before pulling away again. You smile. The world has gone still, and peace has found you exactly where you are. Night spreads like velvet over the coast. The The fire has gone quiet. Only the smell of smoke remains, mingling with salt and the faint perfume of flowers drifting from the dunes. The ocean glows faintly beneath the moon, each wave tipped with light. The air feels softer now, almost weightless. You breathe deeply, and the world answers with its own slow rhythm. Every sound, the wind, the surf, the distant hum of crickets, folds together into one long sigh of peace. You walk along the beach until you find a small cove. The sand here is untouched, smooth and pale beneath the moon. The stars hang low, reflected perfectly in the water until sky and sea blur into one. You lie down, letting the warmth of the sand cradle your body. The ocean whispers nearby, a language of comfort spoken without words. Each wave stretches forward, pauses, then returns, as if the sea itself is breathing with you. Above you, constellations shimmer in slow motion. You can pick out Orion, bright and patient, and the Southern Cross leaning close to the horizon. The longer you look, the more stars appear. Thousands, millions, each one pulsing gently, like a heartbeat far away. The sky feels alive, vast yet intimate. You realize that somewhere, on another shore, someone else is looking at these same lights, dreaming their own version of freedom. The thought makes the night feel endless and kind. The breeze moves through your hair, cool and tender. You close your eyes and listen to the rhythm of the water. It speaks of journeys, not of distance, but of becoming. The waves say, everything you dream is already on its way. The stars say, the world is wide enough for you. The earth beneath you says nothing, but you can feel it humming, steady and strong. A quiet promise that you belong exactly where you are. Somewhere inland, thunder murmurs faintly, a storm forming far beyond the hills. Its sound rolls across the horizon like a drum played by the sky. The rhythm is slow, ancient, eternal. It feels as if the whole of Angola is breathing, the land and sea in conversation under starlight. You breathe with them, slower now. Each exhale dissolves into the wind. Each inhale gathers new peace. The edges of thought begin to fade. You think of everywhere you've been tonight. The city, the rivers, the red plains, the sea. Each place still exists inside you, still moving, still shining. That's what travel really is. Carrying the world quietly within your heart. The longer you lie here, the lighter you become. Your dreams are rising like kites in the wind, tethered to you only by breath. The stars above shift, slow and sure, as if rearranging themselves to light your way forward. If you wake before morning, the world will still be waiting. The same ocean, the same sky, the same quiet promise of tomorrow. But when dawn comes, we'll be leaving again, following the map of the Earth, one dream at a time. Our next journey takes us north, to a land of stone peaks and snow valleys. Andorra was behind us, and Angola now rests within us. Tomorrow, we travel on. Every night, a new horizon. Every dream, another step closer to the life you're manifesting. For now, let go. The stars will keep watch. The ocean will sing, and the wind will remember your name. Nothing else is needed. You are safe. You are resting. You are exactly where you should be. Breathe once more, in and out. Feel the warmth of the sand, the rhythm of the tide, the soft pull of sleep waiting like an embrace. Tonight, the whole world is yours. Sleep deeply, traveler. Dream gently. Tomorrow, we journey on.